Jaguars to start the 6th in a tie game, but failed sacrifice attempt and a strikeout. Turns and looks the runner back to the bag. Chris Daniel is still in on the grass at first. Blake Edwards is back behind the bag. Regular depth. Now Chris will back up himself behind the runner at first. And the pitch, slow chopper to third, could be 2, on to second, 1, on the first, 2, a double play. Jake Ezel has that working for him today, brother. That's the 4th double play turn behind Jake this afternoon. Another 5-4-3 model this time, and nothing doing for the Jaguars as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-3 ball game. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
Columbus State University, committed to excellence in the classroom and on the court. Burger King is proud to support Columbus State University. Over the years, the men's and women's teams have built a tradition of hometown success. This success is founded on a dedication to the highest standards of preparation, practice, and performance. You see it on the court, and you see it in the classroom. Columbus State University, a standard of excellence Burger King is proud to support.
Looking for relaxing and comfortable overnight accommodations in Columbus? Call the Wingate Hotel. You'll find newly remodeled rooms, complete with HD 46-inch televisions and a secure high-speed wireless and wired internet connection. You can relax in their spa or saltwater pool. Near Bradley Park, the Wingate Hotel is convenient for shopping, dining, and entertainment, and they offer complimentary shuttle transportation to most local destinations. The Wingate Hotel, 1711 Rollins Way in Bradley Park. Call 706-225-1000.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 3-3 game in game 1 of the doubleheader here today. And Blake Edwards, Ryan Eiley, and back to the top of the order, Brendan Collins, due up here in the 6th against Frank Warren. And the pitch, high and away, ball 1. Not only have the Cougars turned 4 double plays today behind Jake Ezel, but they've 3 innings in a row. The last 3 innings, double plays. Pitch misses outside. 2-0. Double play in the 2nd, and the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th. Well, that'll work. 2-0 is in there for a called strike on Blake, and it's 2-1. Blake has flied to center both times up today. 2-1 pitch misses, and it's 3-1. Misses way outside, nowhere near. There's a good start. Leadoff walk. First walk issued by Warren. He came on in the 3rd inning in relief of David Bermudez. Now let's see how the Cougars play this now. As Ryan Eiley, the number 9 hitter. He bunted for a base hit and scored a run in the 4th. Was hit by a pitch and scored a run in the 3rd. He already has the sign from Coach Patrick Collins at 3rd. Tie ball game, bottom of the 6th. Leadoff man on, throw over to 1st, and Blake is back safely. Blake 2 out of 3 in the stolen base department. Let's see if the Cougars try to bunt him over. Ryan did not tip his hand on what he was going to do on that throw to 1st. Or if they try a little hit and run, maybe. He is bunting. It's a good one down the first baseline. First baseman Fields has to flip to the second baseman covering, and he got him. Sacrifice accomplished, and Ryan Eiley almost had a second straight push bunt single down that first base line. That was an outstanding play by Connor Gilbert. Didn't rush it, got to it, flipped it underhanded to Rao covering at the bag at first for the first out, and just got Bryan as he dove across the bag head first. Back to the top of the order and Brendan Collins. So the Cougars with a runner in scoring position now in a tie game in the bottom of the sixth and just one down. Brendan had a bunt single, dropped it down the third baseline his last time up. 1 for 3. He takes a strike. Cougars have left 7 on in the first 5 innings. Jaguars haven't left as many on because they've been getting wiped out by 4 double play balls. 3 straight innings of such. Blake gets his lead out at second. The 0-1 pitch, fly ball, left center field. Center fielder Hardy over and crosses in front of the left fielder, makes the catch, gets the throw back in, and on the throw, Edwards goes to third. Well, Brendan put a charge into one, but Clint Hardy tracked it down just short of the track in the left. So 2 down, and here's Jackson Oliver. Cougars have scored all 3 of their runs with 2 outs today. The first run in the 3rd inning, a 2-out RBI single off the bat of Dustin Averett, and then a dropped pop-up with 2 outs in the 4th inning, allowed, with the bases loaded, allowed 2 runs to score. And there's a line drive, base hit into left field. Another run with 2 outs is across, and the Cougars will take the lead with that one, as Jackson Oliver, just a little soft single the opposite way to left. Blake Edwards scored easily from third, and Columbus State is on top for the first time this afternoon, leading it 4-3. That's RBI number 29 for Jackson. He didn't waste any time. He jumped on the first pitch. And here comes the GRU Augusta coach, head coach Jason Eller out of the dugout, and he's already made the move to the bullpen. He wants the right-hander to come in, so we'll take another pitching change break here. And back at 60, this is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK. Cougar Baseball is sponsored by Pepsi, Burger King, the Wingate Hotel in Bradley Park, CB&T, and the St. Francis Orthopedic Institute. Follow the Cougars on the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
You're busy with places to go and people to see. At CB&T, we understand. That's why we created the Synovus Connections prepaid card. Use it for purchases, ATM withdrawals, and even get cash back. It's an affordable alternative to checking, simple to load, and can be replaced if lost or stolen. Plus, there's no credit check required. Let CB&T help you manage your busy lifestyle. Visit us for details or to open your Synovus Connections card today. CB&T, a division of Synovus Bank, member FDIC. Fees and restrictions apply, subject to approval.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
Third pitcher of the day for the Jaguars is Tristan Jones. He is a 6'1", 195-pound right-handed sophomore out of Kingsland, Georgia. 1-6 record, ERA of 4.41, 14 appearances. He's started half of those. And 1 complete game as a starter, by the way. And 49 innings. 62 hits given up in those 49 innings, 24 earned runs, 12 walks, and 33 strikeouts. So Jackson Oliver with the big 2-out single. All 4 of the Cougar runs coming with 2 outs here in this game. In the softball game, Lady Cougars of CSU leading 9-3. Looks like after 6. So looks like heading to the 7th and final regulation inning down there. All right, here's Mike McClellan. Mike looking for his first hit of the day, but he's been on all 3 times. Hit by a pitch, walked, and reached on. He popped the ball up. And there's a drive, deep left field. Look out at the Cunningham Center. That ball is gone. No doubt about that one. Mike McClellan with his 14th home run of the season. Gets the handshake from Coach Patrick Collins, comes to the plate, steps on it. His teammates are there to greet him as he greeted Tristan Jones with the first pitch, long home run over the wall in left center. And the Cougars are up 6-3 now.
Now up to bat, the catcher, number 18, Justin Avery.
With the 2 RBIs, Mike now has 60 on the year. It's a nice sounding number, isn't it? So 3 runs, all after 2 outs in this inning. All 6 runs after 2 outs for the Cougars today. Pitches in the dirt to Dustin Avery. 2 for 3 with an RBI on the afternoon. Next pitch is fouled away down the right field side and out of play, 1-1. Well, there was never any doubt about that home run, and most of the home runs that Mike hits like that, doesn't leave much doubt, hits him a long way. Swing and a miss, 1-2. So 14 home runs and 60 RBIs now for Mike. And he was hitting .353 coming into the game. He is 1 for 2 now. Hit by the pitch, walked, and that pop-up of his was dropped. There's a little blooper into shallow right field. It's going to drop in there for a base hit as the right fielder Michaels and the second baseman Rao couldn't get to it. So the 2-out rally continues as Dustin has his 3rd hit of the afternoon. That was a wee Willie Keeler special right there. Hit them where there ain't. Just a little lawn dart out in shallow right, close to the line.
First baseman, number 12, Chris Daniel.
3rd hit of the inning, 9th hit of the game for the Cougars, and here's Chris Daniel. Chris looking for his first hit of the day. He was hit by a pitch and walked, also lined out to right. First pitch back through the box, but the shortstop's going to grab it behind the bag, and Boos will run to the bag and step on it for out number 3. But not before the Cougars put a 3 spot on the board, all coming after 2 outs. The big blow, the 2-run home run by Mike McClellan. Jackson Oliver with the 2-out RBI single to keep the inning alive and get Mike to the plate. And the Cougars have gone on top for the first time this afternoon. We've played 6 in game 1. It's Columbus State 6, GRU Augusta 3. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
Columbus State University, committed to excellence in the classroom and on the court. Burger King is proud to support Columbus State University. Over the years, the men's and women's teams have built a tradition of hometown success. This success is founded on a dedication to the highest standards of preparation, practice, and performance. You see it on the court, and you see it in the classroom. Columbus State University, a standard of excellence Burger King is proud to support.
If you have family or friends looking for great overnight accommodations in Columbus, call the Wingate Hotel. You'll find newly remodeled rooms complete with HD 46-inch TVs and secure high-speed wireless and wired internet. Near Bradley Park in North Columbus, the Wingate Hotel is close to shopping, dining, and entertainment. And after your busy day, relax in their saltwater pool or spa. They offer a complimentary shuttle to most local destinations. The Wingate Hotel, 1711 Rollins Way in Bradley Park, 706-225-1000.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network. News Radio 540 WDAK.
Top of the 7th inning, Cougars on top of Augusta 6-3, and a new pitcher for CSU. Caden Ferguson takes over for Jake Ezel. Caden is a 6'3", 190-pound left-handed senior out of Ackworth, Georgia. 3-2 on the season, an ERA of 3.83. 13 appearances, 6 as a starter, 47 innings, 57 hits, 47 strikeouts, and 17 walks. And he'll face Tyler Roberts, number 9 hitter, here in the 7th to lead it off. And the first pitch from the lanky left-hander is on the way to the plate, misses outside for ball 1. Jake, 6 innings. Jake Ezel, 6 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. The 1-0 is chopped to third. Edwards has it on the grass, throws the first, and he got it. So 1 up and 1 down here in the 7th. Back to the top of the order, and Chris Michaels, the right fielder. 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd and scored. He is one of 4 different Jaguar batters to hit into a double play today. The pitch is in there for a strike. His came in the 4th, a 4 unassisted 3 double play. The 0-1 pitch, breaking ball misses inside, 1-1. Boos has hit into 2 double plays. Pitch is in there for a strike. And the count goes to 1-2. Toronto has scored 2 in the 8th to now lead the Braves 5-4 up in Toronto. Braves had a 4-0 lead in that game going to the 7th. 2-2. Two-two pitch on the way, right off the end of the bat, foul down the first base line. We'll do the 2-2 pitch all over again. So the Blue Jays, with 3 in the 7th and 2 in the 8th, have taken a 5-4 lead against the Braves as they go to the top of the 9th up in Canada. And here, the 2-2 pitch is low, 3-2. Cougars up 6-3 in the top of the 7th. Pitch is fouled back to the screen. First softball game is over, and the Lady Cougars win the opener against Flagler 9-3. Second game of their doubleheader coming up. In on his hands, fouled away. And the count stays full, 3-2. Payoff pitch on the way again. Again, he spoils it and fouls it away. Just reached out and fouled it back. We're just zipping right along here already in the top of the 7th inning. 2.5 hours into the ball game. Payoff pitch on the way. A little pop-up, foul territory, first base side that Chris Daniel will field by the coach's box for out number 2.
With 2 outs, now batting left fielder, number 1, Jim Wagner.
So that breaks a string of 3 innings in a row with double plays turned by the Cougars. And Jim Wagner, 0 for 2 on the day. He's got a sacrifice bunt. There's a chopper up the middle and into center field for a base hit. And that is the 6th hit of the game for the Jaguars. And we'll bring up Clint Hardy. Breaking ball misses. 1-0. Hardy, first pitch he saw in the afternoon. In the first inning, he hit it over the right center field wall. He's also walked and hit into a 6-4-3 double play his last time up. Pitches downstairs, and it's 2-0. Pitch fouled back this way over the press box and out of play. Count goes to 2-1. Caden Ferguson checks the runner at first. 2-1 pitch just outside. Caden put a little hop off the mound. He wanted that pitch, didn't get it called, and it's 3-1. Next pitch, ground ball to the shortstop, right through the legs of Ryan Eiley, and everybody's safe. Ryan was moving toward the line, toward his right, and off his glove through his legs, and another error for CSU, and that will get the potential tying run to the plate. And their leading home run hitter, Drew Taylor, a guy with 9 home runs. He doubled high off the left field wall in the first inning. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Kelly Johnson led off the 9th inning in Toronto with a home run to tie the game for the Braves at 5. Braves still batting in the 9th. How about that? There's a fly ball slicing foul down the right field line. 0-1. So the Braves had a 4-0 lead. Toronto with 3 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th to take a 5-4 lead. Then Kelly Johnson led off the 9th inning with a home run to tie it. Check of the runners, first and second here with 2 down. There's an off-speed pitch on the outside corner for a called strike. Taylor didn't like that one. He turns and grimaces as he walks onto the batter's box. But Ferguson is ahead in the count, 0-2. 6-3, Cougars on top, but Taylor represents a potential tying run here on the top of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch, trying to get him to chase one low and away, and stayed outside, 1-2. Taylor digs back in there. Caden Ferguson, the long look in to Dustin Averett. And now Taylor asks for time, and it's granted. He steps out of the box. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch just a little low. Now the count is even at 2-2. Action in the Cougar bullpen. Caden Ferguson, his first inning of work in relief of Jake Ezel. Got the first two easily, then a single and a error. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out as Taylor waved at it weakly. As Caden Ferguson fooled him badly in a big strikeout. So he pitches around the 2-out error and no harm done. The Jaguars leave a couple of men stranded. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning. Time to stretch at Ragsdale. Columbus State 6, GRU Augusta 3. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK. Cougar Baseball is sponsored by Pepsi, Burger King, the Wingate Hotel in Bradley Park, CB&T, and the St. Francis Orthopedic Institute. Follow the Cougars on the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
Dance, baby, dance, 'cause the world is ending.
Turns out it was some sort of like creature, and I have no idea what it was.
Okay, the world is getting pretty weird.
They leave the body, or they lucid dream,
And when the weird get going,
we can't get help.
the weird appear.
And their powers have been vast.
On Coast to Coast AM,
We can't escape it.
the weirdness happens tonight, overnight.
This is Coast to Coast AM.
News Radio 540 WDAK. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
And the bottom of the seventh rolls around at Ragsdale here in game number one of our doubleheader. Cougars trailed 3-0 at one point, lead 6-3 now, and Matt Nettles will lead it off. We got to get better security up here in the press box. The pitch is in there for a called strike to Matt. How you been, man? Matt digs back in there, and the 0-1 pitch misses inside. And it's 1-1. I told you the Lady Cougars won the opening game of the softball doubleheader 9-3. 6 home runs down there. Home run for the money time at Cougar Field, just beyond the right field fence here at Ragsdale Field. Pitch is in the dirt. And it's 2 balls and a strike to the Cougar left fielder here. Kind of a humid day, more rain moving in tonight and tomorrow. The 2-1, there's a line drive, one hopper to the shortstop, backhands, throws low, scooped by Gilbert for the out. Well, 2 good plays, Hunter Boos and Gilbert. A nice backhanded one hopper that he scooped, and then he threw a little low, but Gilbert made the play at first for out number 1. Here's Carson Bowers. Carson single in 3 at-bats here today.
Carson Bauer.
This 3-game series has been turned into a 2-game series because of the monsoon yesterday and last night. Breaking ball is in there for a strike. We never got started last night. The tarp was on at 6, scheduled first pitch time. Wasn't raining then, but the rain was coming in, and so they wisely left the tarp on, and it had rain all day, rain all week, really. And then it just had a real solid, heavy downpour. There's a drive to right that the right fielder Michaels moves over for a step and grabs it for out number 2. And we'll bring up the third baseman, Blake Edwards. Blake walked and scored in the last inning, a 3-run inning that put the Cougars on top. It rained steadily, and one of the waves that came through was a downpour. We had so much water, it looked like Michael Phelps was taking laps in the outfield. And as great as this field drains, there was just too much rain last night. Breaking ball misses 1-0. But as I said before, we had so much rain that a lot of places would not be able to play today, but we were able to take batting practice on the field today. Popped him up. Will it stay in? Drifting down the first base side, and the catcher trying to make a play in front of the dugout and can't quite do it. Nice try by Cole Thompson, but it drops before he could get there. 1-1. But that's how well this field drains, that not only could we play today, but the field was dry enough for batting practice to be held on the field. Another game to follow, so if you're listening at home or driving around on this Saturday afternoon, you can come on over and watch the rest of this game and the second game. Bottom of the seventh here, 6-3. Cougars on top, 2 outs. Pitch is chopped to the second baseman. He's going to let it play him. Rao backs up and throws on the first for the out. So 1-2-3 go the Cougars in the seventh inning. We played 7 in game 1 at Ragsdale. 6-3 Cougars on top. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network. News Radio 540.
You're busy with places to go and people to see. At CD&T, we understand. That's why we created the Synovus Connections prepaid card. Use it for purchases, ATM withdrawals, and even get cash back. It's an affordable alternative to checking, simple to load, and can be replaced if lost or stolen. Plus, there's no credit check required. Let CD&T help you manage your busy lifestyle. Visit us for details or to open your Synovus Connections card today. CD&T, a division of Synovus Bank, member FDIC. Fees and restrictions apply, subject to approval.
In blind taste test, consumers are asked to choose which cola taste they prefer.
I usually drink Coke, but the Pepsi was way better than Coke. You can tell the difference.
I was a little bit surprised. The Pepsi's sweeter.
Yeah, both. 2 of the 3 played here.
Nationwide, more people prefer the taste of Pepsi versus Coke, where they have a preference.
I'm a Coke drinker, and I took the Pepsi challenge, and I like Pepsi. I'll give Pepsi a shot now.
Let your taste decide. Pepsi, a Southern original.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network. News Radio 540 WDAK.
Scott Miller back at the ballpark, and great to see Cougar Hall of Famer Dan Camp, one of the great pitchers of all time at CSU, at the ballpark, and he stepped in to the booth to say hello. Dan was one of the players in the early years for Coach Charles Ragsdale, and my goodness, what a pitcher. He's still got some records even after all of these years. And Nick Rao will lead it off against Caden Ferguson in the 8th. First pitch swinging, hits a line drive. Matt Nettles had him played just right. 1 pitch and 1 out. And joined here in the booth by the former captain of the Illinois State baseball team. You might know him as the CSU athletics director, Todd Reeser. How you doing, Todd?
Hey, it's great to be here. Always great to watch baseball, and certainly great to watch it here at Ragsdale Field.
Connor Gilbert, first baseman for the Jaguars. Breaking ball in there for a strike. You were watching the first softball game, 9-3 win with 6 home runs, huh?
Yeah, they were knocking it around. It was nice to see a couple of our seniors hit 2 apiece. Senior got a win. Had a nice recognition before the game for the 4 seniors, as well as our assistant coach, our graduate assistant, Garrett Key. He does a great job. So, big day.
0-1 pitch was in there, 0-2. The next one is inside, 1-2. Hopefully we can get a win in the nightcap. Be a good way to wrap up the home schedule.
Well, the way they were beating that ball around, I'm thinking they're going to get after it in that second game too. I certainly hope so. They're all counting to still a shot of getting in the tournament, and they need a little help, but they got to take care of their own business first. And I think they're off to a great start. 1-2
pitch, a swing and a miss, struck him out. Second strikeout for Caden, and 2 up and 2 down quickly here in the 8th inning, and it'll bring up the catcher, Cole Thompson. Well, we had senior day ceremonies here. 14 seniors on this baseball team.
you know, it was interesting because we had senior day down there, had 5 actually, and 14 down here. They finished in about the same amount of time. So a little bit different ceremonies. They're both equally important and great recognition.
The 0-1 pitch is misses, and the count is even at 1-1. Well, it's always great to see former Cougar players, especially of Dan Camp's Hall of Fame ilk, come back. The 1-1 miss downstairs, 2-1.
Yeah, I was glad I just stepped up here and had a chance to meet him. And as you mentioned, a Hall of Famer, and he looked like he could probably throw that ball right on the corner where he needs to. And us old baseball players all think we can still do that.
There you go. 2-1, tried to check his swing, couldn't do it, went around 2-2. He was a nasty left-hander, boy.
I might add, we think we can. That doesn't mean we still can.
Now, I am happy to say, though, that Dan was just a little before my time here, so. The 2-2 pitch, I don't get to say that very often. Downstairs, 3-2.
Well, it's probably nice for him to get back here and check out the stadium before we knock it down here a little bit. So hopefully we can get him back and when we open up the new stadium next year.
2 of Dan's sons played here. Dan was a successful coach at Glenwood High School, won some state championships over there as a coach. Bouncing ball, fielded by Carson Bone, throws the first, and he got him. That's a great play by Carson Bowers, ranging toward the line, and Caden Ferguson did his job, getting off the mound and getting over the first. So a 1-2-3 inning for the Cougars here. Bottom of the 8th in game 1, 6-3 Cougars on top. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
Now, back to Post Hunters.
We're searching the radio neighborhood for a great talk show that Gabe and Renee can call their own.
The Valley's Morning News.
I really like a show that can be serious but knows how to party like me.
We found the perfect combination right here.
The Valley's Morning News with Scott and Wes.
Perfect, and we won't have to renovate.
Their perfect show is move-in ready.
Monday, 7 to 9 on News Radio 540 WDAK.
Looking for relaxing and comfortable overnight accommodations in Columbus? Call the Wingate Hotel. You'll find newly remodeled rooms, complete with HD 46-inch televisions and a secure high-speed wireless and wired internet connection. You can relax in their spa or saltwater pool. Near Bradley Park, the Wingate Hotel is convenient for shopping, dining, and entertainment, and they offer complimentary shuttle transportation to most local destinations. The Wingate Hotel, 1711 Rollins Way in Bradley Park. Call 706-225-1000.
This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540 WDAK.
Scott Miller back at the ballpark, bottom of the 8th. Todd Reeser, athletics director, sitting in with me, and the Cougars looking for a little insurance, leading it to 6-3. And Ryan Eiley will lead it off. The men from down under, Ferny Grove, Australia. We all know where that is, right?
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know who got to take that recruiting trip. I know he was in the States already, but you might want to go visit the parents on that one.
Yes. Ryan, not the first player from Australia that we've had. The breaking ball was in there for a called strike on our national championship team in 2002. We had a youngster from Australia. Dan Camp still has, I just pulled out the record book. You'll appreciate this, being a baseball guy. The pitch is in there for a strike. In 1970, he set the record for the lowest ERA, 0.32.
Wow. That's that may not just be a Columbus State record. That might be a national record. That's amazing.
The 0-2 misses outside, and it's 1-2.
That's sort of like having a perfect game, and then somebody sneaks one in there in about the 15th inning. Somebody must have scored 1 run on him in the first inning of the year or something.
He had 4 shutouts that year. We didn't play as many games back then either. The pitch is fouled away, 1-2. He was really something. As I said, a great coach over at Glenwood. He's sitting down there with Coach Ragsdale. You know, you're pretty good when the stadium's named after you, right? The field.
Well, I tell you what, and that is certainly a worthy honor, I understand, and just especially as a gentleman that Coach Ragsdale is, I've certainly enjoyed getting to know him.
The 1-2, excuse me, swing just past the mound. Going to be a tough play. Third baseman Fields throws, and he got him. Well, that's a great play by Tyler Roberts. I didn't think he had a shot at that one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he did fundamentally, he was all over that, and he had to get going because Ryan was definitely busting it down the line.
Back to the top of the order, and Brendan Collins here in the 8th inning. In Toronto, they're in the 10th now, 5-5. Braves led 4-0 going to the 7th. Toronto got 3 in the 7th, 2 in the 8th to take a 5-4 lead, but Kelly Johnson hit a home run in the 9th to tie it. And they're into extras now. Pitch is popped up and fouled away.
Nice to see those Braves get off to a good start when everybody's counting them out before we got going.
I really like the makeup and the attitude of that team this year. And those veterans that they brought in, like Johnny Gomes and A.J. Przinsky and Grilly, Jason Grilly. The pitch, a diving stop by the third baseman, throws the first, and he got him. Are you kidding me? Tyler Roberts is putting on a clinic there at third.
Outstanding play.
So Tyler Roberts, a sophomore out of Fayetteville, Georgia, with 2 great plays here in the 8th inning. And that'll bring up Jackson Oliver. Jackson had the big 2-out single in the 6th inning that put the Cougars on top for the first time today, and then Mike McClellan hit the next pitch out of the ballpark to give us the 6-3 lead. Jackson fouled it down toward our bullpen. Matter of fact, all 6 runs have been scored after 2 outs for the Cougars today. This field just drains so amazingly, doesn't it, Todd? I was talking about it earlier.
Yeah, it's been great. I know years ago that wasn't necessarily the case. I've heard the stories about right field.
We had catfish jumping out there a lot of times,
and they got that corrected. And then, of course, with the softball, we put some new.
1-1 pitch is hit in the gap and deep to right center. That ball is going to be up against the wall on the fly. Jackson is flying to second, and he will stop there with a 2-out double.
But we put some new drainage out there back in September, and I asked Coach Huskisson, I said, once we got all the new sod down and they're watering it and all, I said, how's it draining? He says, it drains so well that I have to keep the sprinklers on around the clock. It goes right through it so fast. And he says, still today, I asked him the other day, he says, how's it going with all the rain? He says, best draining field he's ever been around. So
that's astounding.
Great work by our plant operations crew. Really appreciate their good efforts.
Here's big Mike McClellan, 2-run home run in the last inning, his 14th of the year. He's got 60 RBIs now. He hit the first pitch he saw right into where those people are sitting right behind the left field wall up underneath the Cunningham Center balcony. First pitch is high, 1-0.
Yeah, I just was fortunate. I was over at softball and turned around to watch that and saw him get into it. And when he gets into it, it goes.
He does not get cheated at the plate.
Not at all.
Check of the runner out at second. And the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball stayed inside, 2-0. You've heard of guys unbuttoning that top button to swing away. Well, he's got that top button unbuttoned down there.
I think it was buttoned when he took a swing on that home run, and I think he might have popped that button and he swung, got after it so well.
The 2-0 on the way, and that hit him for the second time today. He's been hit by a pitch. That was a breaking ball. No malice intended there.
Yeah, I'm not sure Mike knew that hit him. I mean, he just kind of flicked it aside and said, okay, I'll go down to first base.
They're going to have to throw that baseball out. It probably has a dent in it now. The biggest home run that Mike McClellan has hit as a Cougar was the walk-off winner in the NCAA regionals last year. First game of the regionals for the Cougars. That was his second of that day. Here's Dustin Averett, the catcher.
What a thrill that must have been. Wow, for the team, and certainly a memorable swing for Mike.
Now Mike's going to go to the bench, and Caleb Williams is going to come out and pinch run for him, as Caleb so often does late in a ball game like this. He may be the fastest guy on the team. Yeah, that was a great day. Well-played game. Hit a home run earlier, and then touched them all to get us off to a great start in the regional. Pitch to the plate, swung on, fouled straight down.
You know, I was talking to Coach Appleton just a couple days ago, you know, weather, and everybody's, we're wondering if we get games in, and what about artificial turf? And I said, you know, and certainly a lot of teams have gone that route, but I said, you know, the other night I turned on the Yankees and the Boston, and the first person I showed was Dustin Pedroia, and he had dirt all over him. I said, that's baseball.
That's it.
And I look out here and I see all the, you know, infield dirt on.
The 0-1 is bounced to third. Another great play by Roberts at third. This time he airmails it, but the first baseman Gilbert comes down with it and steps on the bag for out number 3. We'll continue that thought as we go to the top of the 9th inning here. We got a Hold'em Cougars. CSU on top 6-3. This is the flagship station of the CSU Sports Network, News Radio 540.
Columbus State University.